Hey guys, all kinds of problems with my recording device today. Basically, Tesla's crashing down to an untested volume point of control, virgin point of control, not volume, from Monday. And we've come just completely crashed down into it. They are trying to support it here. I don't think it's gonna work. We blew right through this prior resistance on the upside, and I do think we are going to become crashing down and testing my critical support down here. Look how the my fibs or my pivot points, they are lining up perfectly with this critical uh, support zone that I have drawn at the 640 area, and I do think Tesla's in all kinds of trouble, and we're going to be looking at 20+% losses today before it's all said and done. Okay, and if you go look on this, it was 180, basically 180 on the implied volatilities to open this session. We've already trimmed off 35% off the implied volatility on this. I mean, the option traders were just completely shut down. You just couldn't buy the options; they were so expensive. And if somebody's making some big buck on Tesla on the downside, all the power to you. I mean, it was just like uh, so that move that's today, it could have paid really big for those people who took it. So, but when the implied volatilities get that jacked, I can't even trade it anymore. Okay, what's going on here in SPY? Right here, this is the level, the point at which uh, OPEX option expiration for January, they were rolling all those contracts into the February expiration. Well, all this run up here gave all those people in January the opportunities to cash out on their positioning. And now we're seeing some responsive selling from that level lower. And when I came in this morning, I actually thought this was going to act just like the Qs. When they crossed positive, they just went off to the moon the next morning, the next day. Well, we're getting the opposite reaction here on the SPY. So just keep that, note this, what's happening here on the SPY rolling to the downside. The Qs are leading the markets lower too. So they're the ones breaking down the first. I had my resistance drawn out weeks ago, and we came right into that to the virtual penny, found responsive selling right here at the highs, and boom, just crashing down. We are bouncing off the untested or the VPOC from Virgin Point of Control from yesterday. So right here is the first potential bounce point to the upside in the markets after finding responsive selling. So here we are at 10:45 in the morning, and this is actually our first chance for the markets to find stability in today's session. As I said in my pre-market video, I thought we'd see some relative outperformance in the Russell from a short squeeze in the energy space, which we are getting. Not even coming back down to yesterday's value, finding some bidders here, holding the prices up, and so far price seem to be stabilizing for the Russell. So that's a good sign, bullish sign that we're probably not going to get a significant more downside today, seeing what's happening in the Russell. It came right up to the 2020 open and found a little bit of responsive selling there, so it's not ready to go turn positive for the year with the energy acting the way it is. Okay, we are seeing a little turn in tone here, possibly. It may be a bottoming situation in our Chinese internets. They did announce they are planning on multiple injections of stimulus in the Chinese markets, and that got us to a massive short squeeze in the Chinese internet names to start the day, and then we just immediately found some selling pressure into those, and I got burnt on Alibaba trying to push it to the upside today. This really shocked me, and so it turned out the World Health Organization was having a press release today, so I think that's what happened. I did not know about the press release happening, and they just dumped it ahead of the thing. Okay, as you can see, the crude's holding out really well this morning. So we are above yesterday's highs. the oil inventories are out, so that's a good sign that my markets might be stabilizing. And some trades that I had on, I had Nvidia calls. As you can see, it's gotten smoked along with the Qs, but I actually had I closed in the opening minutes this morning, and as you can see, I managed to close right up here near the highs of the session. So I'm really happy with that trade. And I was actually just trading it to the 250.27. That was my plan. So that there was just all gravy onto my trade. And I'm really happy with the trade. And then we have Netflix. I'll start with it. Netflix was another really good trade. I thought it would be trading in sympathy with Disney to the upside with the whole streaming news and everything. Well, I had a friend, he had the 373 as resistance, which I didn't have that. I had this Virgin Point of Control untested as resistance, and we came right up to the penny and then found some selling pressure in the Netflix. So it's amazing how these market webs really can predict price sometimes. And then we had Disney, and this one here, toast. I got rocked with Disney. So unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. They decided to just dump the crud out of Disney at the open. I was trading this thinking Disney was going to run up and tag the VWAP, and I had a bunch of bullish positions on. And that wiped out most of my pre-market gains. And to finish it off pre-market wise, I mean, I'll show you the option chart here. Yeah, I had an alert set and it woke me up, but I managed to catch a double on the ES futures in the overnight session. Had a really good profit situation going on there, and I managed to give virtually all of it back today based on the trading. So that sucks. But at any rate, we are in a trading zone with the SPY. That what was been happening for the past 3 months, we've crossed into a different trading zone that's much more volatile, and it's going to be much more difficult to catch trending markets than what we have been used to the past few months. So just continue to keep that in mind going forward here in your trading. Okay, and on my scans today, the only thing really alerting on above average volume, Tesla. Just like yesterday, it's the only thing across the board that's actually alerting for today to the downside. So just keep that in mind. Even the returns. Look at these. We're used to 1,000+ % returns. Even taking Tesla to the downside with these high implied volatilities on that massive down move today, you're really not getting paid very well on a relative basis for the kind of risk you're taking on here. So just keep that in mind. I mean, that's kind of why I shied away from the trade. Oh, we are getting a few others if you take the above average volume. Netflix puts are active. They're getting they're actually making some pretty good money right now, and the Roku puts, it looks like they're alerting too. So you got Tesla, Roku, and Netflix puts are all alerting to the downside with this sell off in the markets. So that's pretty much everything that's actually really making some money today, in my opinion. So, but yeah, I literally had to take above average volume off just to scan, just to get those others to pop out and everything. So, good luck, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm done for the day.